Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. We just hit like 102 subscribers. I'm so grateful for you guys subscribing to this new YouTube channel, and I can't wait to share all the amazing information I have with you guys. Okay, so a little bit about myself. My name is Jayla. I am from Ghana originally, but I'm here in the United States studying a master's program in information technology. I did my bachelor's degree in the University of Ghana, where I studied agricultural science and majored in agricultural economics. I know some of you might be wondering why I did a bachelor's in agricultural economics and why am I doing a master's program now in IT. I always had a passion for tech and I wanted to break into tech. So if there's something you would want to do, I'll put that would be like a separate video on its own where I would show you how to break from whatever background you are to tech, which is very possible. Yeah, in today's video we are going to talk about how to apply to graduate school. This is going to be a part series, so this video is not going to be too lengthy, because if I believe that if the video is too lengthy it becomes a bit boring. So just for you to follow, is going to be like a part series. Okay, so let's get right into it. So the very thing I'll tell you is that this process can be done all by yourself. I promise you guys, you do not need an agent for this. Well, if you want to still go ahead and ask an agent to do this for you, that is perfectly fine. I am not against that, but you can do this all by yourself. It's just about mindset. Yes, mindset. I've had situations where friends start like this process and become so overwhelming to them, and then they just quit. And I've realized that sometimes it's just the approach or how they tackle the process, then it becomes overwhelming. But I promise you, if you follow this process, it's not overwhelming at all. So let's get right into what steps to do and what to do at each point in time. Very first thing I would ask you to do when applying to graduate school is to have an idea of what you want to do first. I know some people will say school first, but for me, I think you should have an idea of what you want to do. That will give you an idea of what school to go for. So for instance, when I say to have an idea of what you want to do, I wanted to do something in tech. So I was looking at IT, something to do with computer analytics, business analytics, media analytics, those kind of courses. That was what I was interested in. That made me choose the school that I am in right now. So when I say you should have an idea of the course you want to do, that is what I'm talking about. So for instance, if you want to do business, so you are going to be looking at schools like maybe Master of Business Administration, Business Analytics, in that regard. So I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So just have an idea of what program or of what course you want to do, because every school have different course names. I'm not saying choose your course that you want to do. No, you shouldn't. This is not a time to choose. Have an idea of what course you want to do. So for instance, there are schools that are really good in engineering, there are schools that are really good in business, there are schools that are really good in mathematics. So yeah, just have an idea of the course you want to do. Now the next thing, which is step number 2 that we are going to do, is choosing a school. Yes, choosing a school. All right, so I have a list of things here that I want you to do. Number 1, I need you guys to create a spreadsheet. It could be Excel or Google Sheets. I don't know if that is the name. I think Google Sheets, yeah, it should be. Yeah, so I am very familiar with Excel, so Excel is my go-to. So it can be an Excel or a Google Sheet, but anyone that you're comfortable with, it doesn't matter. So you create your Google Sheet, and the columns, I want you to have number one, the name of the school. Yes, so the name of the school should be the first column. Then the second column should be required tests. So for instance, required tests. Some schools require you to write GRE, others do not require you to write GRE. Some require you to write TOEFL or IELTS. Some do not require you to do that. So one, if you have the name of the school, if there are any recommended tests that you need to take, you write them down. If there's no, you leave it blank. Then your next one should be your application deadline for the school. As you know, every school have different deadlines. Yes, some might have deadlines in January, some might have deadlines in February, so it depends, and you need to take note of that. That is very, very, very important. All right, the next section, I want you to write professor contacted or professor's email. You can have both, like the name of the professor that you contacted and then the professor's email. Yes. Then the next one can be decision, whether you got accepted to the school or not. That will be the last one. Yes. So now that we have our spreadsheet and the columns that we need to fill up, now we go in to look for our schools. That we have the list of things you have put in our Excel file. Now is the time to choose a school. Yes. So now, one thing I'll tell you guys is that oh, I had my friend applied here to this school, let me also go and apply. He got scholarship here. Have you asked yourself, is your friend doing the same course as you? Does the school offer the same subject that you want to do? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. So the fact that your friend is in school A doesn't mean you should go to school A. The fact that your friend is in school C or got a scholarship in school C doesn't guarantee you a scholarship also in school C. Yes. So now the types of schools that we have here in the United States, I would say is like 3 categories of schools. Now, the first one are the Ivy League schools. When I say Ivy League, you know what I mean, right? The high ranked schools. Those are the Princetons, those are the MITs, those are the Yales and the Harvards and stuff. Those are highly ranked schools, and their acceptance rates is like 20% and less. Some even have as low as 9% acceptance rates. When we say acceptance rates, it's like the number of people, out of the people that apply, the number of people that get accepted into the university. So for example, let me give you an example. So let's say we take a school like Harvard. If you open Harvard's website and you go onto their page, it will tell you that the acceptance rate, for example, might be 5%. So that means that out of 100 applicants that they receive, only 5 will be admitted in the school. That is what it means. I hope this makes sense. So for example, let's take another example. So for a school like Yale, which is another Ivy League school, if the acceptance rate is 15%, that means out of 100 people, only 15 get admitted into the school. Yes, that's how it is. So coming back to the types of schools that we have, the Ivy Leagues, those are the highly ranked schools. I mean, those are the schools you can apply to the school if you think you have a very, 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 very good application, like you got your grades in, you got a 4.0 or you got a 3.8 and you want to try those schools. Perfect, go for it. Like you feel like you've done community work, you've done this and that, and that you think you get accepted into this highly ranked school, why not go for it? Now, the second type of schools are those middle like ranked schools. They're not too high, but they are up there. You get it? They are not highly ranked, but they are up there. Yes. So you can go for those schools as well. Those will be like your middle class schools. And then the third one will be your safe schools, which are the low, not necessarily low ranked, but then you know that you qualify, like you meet their requirements, you meet the criteria. Those are your safe schools. Now, when you're applying, the strategy you should use is, if you think you can get into an Ivy League and you haven't, yes, apply to that school, but then do not apply to more than 2 Ivy League schools. I mean, you can, but to me, I would say go for like 2 of the Ivy League schools. Then the medium ranked schools, just apply as many as you can, and then your safe schools, apply as many times as you can. If you have like 10 and you can afford it to your safe schools, just apply. Now I'm going to tell you the strategy that I used in finding a perfect school for me. Okay, so yes, we are in an era of AI. Yes, believe it or not, ChatGPT is here to stay. Yes, so I went on ChatGPT, and I knew my situation. One, I did not get a first class in school, so I knew that Ivy Leagues were way out of my league. I'm not saying it's not possible to get into Ivy Leagues. It is possible, but the chances are like this. Yes, so I assessed myself and I was like, there's no way I'm getting into an Ivy League school. So I was targeting the medium rank schools, and then the safe schools, the ones that I meet their criteria and their GPA points. What I did was that I went to ChatGPT and then I said, can you give me a list of schools? So I took there are 50 states in the USA. So I took it in an alphabetical order. So I took the US states in an alphabetical order. So the first thing I did was that I told Chat, can you give me a list of schools in Alabama that have a master's program in IT that take a GPA of 2.9? So Chat gave me the list of schools that do the information technology master's program and are in Alabama that take a GPA of 2.9. So what did I do? I copied all the list of schools, and then I went into my Excel, and the column, you remember the column that we created, the name of school, we pasted. So if you have 10, 15, 2, it doesn't matter, but you do the same thing for every state in the United States. Yes, do it for every state. So you go in Pennsylvania, Maine, Virginia, Kansas, Washington, so like that. So take it in an alphabetical order. Be very specific. You know, when you are dealing with AI tools, you need to be specific, because if you put garbage in, it will give you garbage out. So you need to be very specific with your prompts. Your prompts need to be very specific and very precise. Yes. So I'm going to end this video here. I don't want it to be very overwhelming. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comment section. If you have any tips that you want to give out to, please put it down in the comment section, and we are going to continue from what to do after you get all your list of schools. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and we'll be right back with part 2. Thank you. Bye.